I'm Kiyara Letlow. I'm from Toronto, Ontario. Obviously, I love basketball. I also have a lot of other hobbies. I love to read. Currently doing a very interesting study. I'm doing a master's in sports psychology. And I'm going to look at basically racial stereotypes against Black athletes, which I'm really excited to look at. It's a really funny story, actually. I did not like basketball. I didn't want to play basketball for the longest time. It was more of like my brother's thing and like that little sibling rivalry type thing we had going on. Like he's 4 years older, so like I did every other sport but basketball. And then when I was in grade 8, my brother had played for Toronto Triple Threat. And he had really liked the coach there, and they're like, hey, like we have like a like 14 or 15 girls team, like if you know anybody. And he's like, oh my gosh, like my little sister could do it. And I was like, absolutely not, like I'm not playing basketball, like that's just not my vibe. And then my brother's like, no, like just try it. I told my mom I don't want to do it, so I didn't do it in grade 8. Grade 9 came around and my brother's like, okay, like literally like just try it out, like you're so tall, like you love volleyball, like just try it. And I ended up going to the tryout and I made the team. And it was like the first like rep team I had ever been on. And I didn't even talk to anybody probably for like 2 months because I was super shy. But I like just liked playing. I liked learning about the game. And like my team was good, so we would win a lot. So I was like, oh my gosh, like this is actually kind of fun. Like I do it outside of school. And that's kind of where it like snowballed into me like starting to like love basketball. I think maybe in like my grade 10, 11 years. So I started playing when I would have went into my grade 9 year. So yeah, I think the year after I was like, wow, like I really like this. Like the school I had been at as well, like I started playing on their team. We had a lot of success there as well. I'm like, okay, like this is fun. Like I'm learning about the game. I got offered to go play for a prep team and I was like, okay, like I turned that down. I was like, this is cool, but no, I love my school. So I turned that down. And then they just kept asking and asking. And my mom was like, okay, like you're getting better. Like, why don't you try it out? I'm like, oh, like, I don't know. Like, I just want to be my friends. And then I ended up going to that trial and I made the team. So I was like, okay, maybe this is something I really want to look at a little more seriously. And like just from like being in like that prep circuit, I was like, okay, I think I can see myself like taking this past high school. Probably like everybody in their grade 12 year, it was very stressful. Um, I was just not trying to think about that. Like my team also, I went from being on like a very good team to like my team was very new and we weren't really good. Like I think we won like a total of like 5 games in like 2 years at that school, at the prep school. So I was like, oh, like my team's not doing too good. I'm probably not gonna get a lot of offers. Like I don't really know where I want to go. I also wasn't super familiar with like the NCAA circuit or the U Sports circuit at all because I just started playing. So like I didn't know anything really about anything. I didn't know any good schools. Like I had never went to games growing up. So I ended up going on like a bunch of visits, like a ton of visits. Actually, my mom was getting sick of it by the end. And then I still couldn't decide. In my last 2 visits, I went on a dual visit to St. FX and Cape Breton. And I was just like, in my head, I was decided I was going to go to St. FX. I was like, whatever, like I like the coach. I'm just going to go to St. FX. I went there. I liked what they said. And then I went to Cape Breton right after. So I stayed out in Nova Scotia for about a week, went to Cape Breton. And I was like, okay, like I kind of like the way the coach is like very honest with me. Like one of the first things he said is like, you're good, but you're not good enough. Which I was like, okay, like I like that. Like I like that you're gonna be honest about like my development and stuff. And I don't know, something just kind of clicked. And I always tell like people and like athletes, like I feel like you know where you're supposed to go. Like you just know as soon as you get there. And like as soon as I got there, I was like, okay, yeah, this is kind of where I have to be. I couldn't explain it why. And like even now everybody asks me like, why did you choose Cape Breton? Like it's so far, like you're from Toronto, why would you go over there? And I'm like, I just felt like I had to be there. So when I started, obviously it was COVID. So it was really interesting, but the good thing about it is that we were allowed to train over there. So I actually went over there during COVID and I just trained. There's about 7 of us. We did 3-on-3 literally for like 3 hours a day, 5 days a week with no games in sight. It was literally just straight like wanting to get better. And we had all online classes. So like, you know, like I didn't really have to worry about school too much. So it was literally just straight training, straight shooting. And I think that's where I seen like the biggest like increase in my game and my skill. And I will always be so grateful for the COVID year because when I came back my rookie year, I was way better than I had ever been. I had learned so much about the game, like things like terminology, just like little things like that, like how to guard a screen properly. Like I didn't know that. I was in my like 4th year playing basketball at that point. So I was still very raw. And then I started my first year, my rookie year, and I remember my first game, I was so nervous to play because I was like, oh my gosh, like I have like a really good player on the other team. Like I was guarding their best player. And then I kind of just went out there and just played naturally. And then it just became like a really big thing. Like everyone's like, who's this rookie? Can she do it again? And then I did it the next game. And then I just kind of kept doing it. And for me, I've always been good at rebounding. Like that's always been my thing. I wasn't obviously super good when I first started playing. So people weren't passing me the ball. So I was like, okay, I'll just go get it myself. And that's kind of just like what I leaned on. And then I just kind of tried to carry that to the university level. Like I didn't know what the competition was going to be like. I had never even heard of the AUS before I went to like St. FX and Cape Breton. So for me, I was like, okay, like let me just rebound and do that. And that rebounding turned into like offense for me, which turned into like obviously the success I had at Cape Breton. And then yeah, a lot of good years. A lot of ups and downs with the team. We almost won my first year at AUS, so that was like really exciting, very heartbreaking in the end, but a lot of like lessons learned at Cape Breton and a lot of friendships like I'll have for the rest of my life. So I think you just got to give yourself a chance and you got to give yourself a lot of grace. Like there's obviously going to be a steep learning curve, but I always said like the best part about basketball for me was not the games or anything, it was learning how to play the game. And like when I look back at it, like I just enjoyed how much I could see myself just want to get good and like just want to be better and better and better and just getting into the gym every day like that. Like looking back on that is like it's so inspiring to me now. And I'm like, oh, like when I'm tired and I don't feel like doing it, I'm like, there was a time where, you know, you were doing it every day because you didn't understand the game. You weren't very good. You had to get better to get you where you are now. And I think you just have to give yourself grace and just give yourself a chance. Like that's the biggest thing. Like it's a missed opportunity. Like everybody says it, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So you got to take the shot at some point. I really loved playing at Cape Breton, but I also just felt like at some point you just grow out of spaces and change is always a good thing. So for me, my decision to leave in my last year was really based upon the fact that like I had 1 year left. They didn't offer my program as well. They didn't offer the master's I was trying to do. And I just really thought to myself, I'm like, okay, I can stay in this environment and stay in the AUS and do the same things, or I could come home closer to home for my last year. I can change it up and I can prepare myself for potentially going pro, where like it's gonna be uncomfortable. I'm gonna be in a new team, you know? So that was really like the decision that pushed it. But it was also like a bunch of little things. Like I had been to Queens my first year for my rookie of the year when they hosted nationals, and like I really enjoyed the way they played. They came out to us the next year when we hosted nationals, and again, like me, my brother loved Queens. Like he loved watching them play. Like my team was out very early, so we just watched them in the tournament, and we loved that. And then like I had trained with one of the girls on my team, Haley. We had trained together in the summer, and she had just asked like, this is the summer before I transferred. She's like, would you ever just come to Queens? And I was like, yeah, maybe, I guess. Like I just kind of like wrote it off in my head because I'm like, I wasn't thinking about that. Like I was going to my 4th year. I was like, yeah, whatever. And just like having little conversations with her. Like at another tournament, I got to see a couple of the girls in the summer, and like we played against each other with 3x3 and like just little things like that, and just like admiring how they play and like the style they play it at. I was like, wow, like this is something that could really work out. And then on the academic end, my supervisor I was working with at Cape Breton was really close with the supervisor I have now at Queens. And so that worked out as well. Like it was just the same like area of research that I wanted to be in. So it was a bunch of little things that kind of just aligned over the years that really made me feel like, okay, you know what, like I have 1 year left and let me try it at Queens. It's been really fun at Queens. Like everything is brand new. I'm playing like most of these teams for the first time. I'm playing in most of these gyms for the first time. And that's fun for me. Like I've never done it before. And obviously we're having a lot of success, but I think I'm just more so enjoying like how I am with the girls off the court. Like there's just a sense of like connection and kind of like a family unit we have over here that's just really nice, and like everyone's just super close. And I think you really see it. Like a lot of us can talk about like the skill on the court and like, oh, like I'm a great rebounder and we have some great shooters here, but I think what you're actually seeing is just chemistry and connection. Like I really trust my teammates, they trust me, and we're really connected off the court. And I think that's the first time I've ever felt like that with a team. And I think you're just seeing it translate so much more on the court, and everyone is just so selfless. Like there's nobody who's like, you know what, like I'm just gonna try and go get mine and go get 30 and like whatever, everybody get out the way. Like it's really like I want everybody to score. We want everybody to do well. And I think I really felt that when I broke the record. Like I didn't expect anything from my teammates. I was still kind of new to the team. I was like, whatever, like, but like when I walked in the change room, like they were like spraying me with water and they like really celebrated me. And it was really nice because it felt like my success was their success. Like they were so happy about it. Like you would have thought each one of them broke the record that day. Hoop Queens, I will forever be so thankful for Hoop Queens. Hoop Queens is such a great space. It's such a great space for female athletes. It's such a great space for young female athletes to come and watch us play. For me, I started Hoop Queens, I think it was after my first year of playing in youth sports. And again, like super raw to the game, like super new. super terrified that I was playing against all these players who had played pro or like were really, really good. And immediately when I was in that space, I was welcomed. Like it felt like I had known those girls. Like I had a lot of these girls also, you have to understand, like the first year of Hoop Queens, they were all friends. Like a lot of them came from the same spaces, they were about the same age, they all knew each other. And I was on the team, probably I think the youngest person in the league that year I played. Couldn't tell. Like everyone was just so nice to me. Everyone was so willing to like explain the game to me. And I picked up so much. Like in 5 short weeks, I picked up so much from those girls and just how to like approach the game, how to approach the game as like a mixed race athlete, like that as well. Like and just like how to like accept who you are on the court and just play that style of play that I could play in Toronto that I couldn't play back in Cape Breton or like that I'd be criticized for playing back over in the AUS. Like for me, it's been like so great. So many great experiences at Hoop Queens. I love playing there every summer. Like I really do look forward to it so much. And I think it really helped with my game. There was no constraints when I went to Hoop Queens. My coaches there saw my potential. They're like, hey, like, you know what, you play a five, but we know you can shoot the ball. So shoot the ball. And like it's so funny, like every year I go to Hoop Queens and I just like step on the 3-point line and I'm just like, yeah, I'm just gonna shoot and I'm just gonna drive. I'm just gonna do all these things that I can't really do in your university space because you're given like a specific task there that I can just do here, and it just helped me grow my game so much. And I've been able, like, so thankful I've been able to play with some of these girls for like 3 years. Like we've been on the same team, so that's been like really, really nice and just made a bunch of connections. So like I love Hoop Queen so much. Like it's really just been a big part of my basketball journey. Representing Canada, that was a huge, huge opportunity for me. Obviously it was not something I would have thought I did. I think I was like my 6th year of playing basketball, like still obviously new to the game, but it was huge. It was so fun. It was also like just a different sense of pride when you're representing your country and you're going overseas somewhere to rep your country. Like you have your last name on the back of your jersey and Canada on the front. Like that's something that I'll never forget. So that was really, really like a once in a lifetime opportunity for me. Obviously I'm hoping I get to do it many more times, but like I will always like cherish like the games that I got to play in and just that like sense of pride and just feeling so proud of myself to rep my country and do well, and just all the support from like people who don't even know me, just supporting Canada in general. That was really, really nice. And it was just fun to go over to a different country. We were in Chile and the people there were so nice, and it was just a really great vibe. So I'm in my Master's of Science, but I'm doing sports psychology. And when I was approaching that, I did my undergraduate and I kind of looked at referees. And I was like, okay, that's something interesting. But I know as a mixed race athlete that within sports, sometimes there's a lot of stereotypes that come with that. I'm also very tall. I'm like 6'1", 6'2", depending on which roster you're looking at. But things like that like can just cause like me to feel like sometimes like when I'm playing, like it feels like you're playing against another barrier. Like you're not just playing against the opponent, you're playing against stereotypes, whether that be from the opponent, whether that be from the referee, whether that be from people in the stands, whether that be online through social media. Sometimes feels like there's another layer, like a barrier there for Black and biracial and mixed race athletes. And that was something that I really wanted to dive into. So my study is going to basically be looking at how stereotypes kind of affect Black and biracial and mixed race athletes, and looking at like the prevalent stereotypes that are out there. Specifically probably looking at female athletes because there's not a lot of stuff done on female athletes, especially not female athletes who are racialized as Black. And for me, it's just really important. Like I'm a mixed race athlete. Like I'm around a lot of mixed race athletes. Like I see things online. Like we could even go back all the way to when it was like Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, like all of that commentary, like the little microaggressions there, like things like that. And it's so normalized in society. And I think we just have to make a change there. And so for me, it's like I wanted to do something that was going to be really impactful, something that like could actually, a coach can read and be like, hey, like, am I really saying this athlete is aggressive, or are they just competitive? Like what is wrong with how I'm looking at this athlete? And so for me, that was something that was like really important, because I know I've experienced times in my life where I'm like, are you upset with something I'm doing because of the color of my skin, or because you're actually upset with what I'm doing? And I think when you have athletes who question that, and I've talked to many other athletes, and there's so many of us who are out there who are questioning that, I think that's when it starts to need to be explored. And so that's kind of why I'm looking at that. We've really seen such a turn in how people look at women's basketball and like women's sport in general. And I think having the Temple in Toronto is just going to be so great. Like it's going to be so great for not even like the young like female athletes, but just everyone in general, like being able to just go and see women's basketball at a high level, and having that accessibility, to go there is going to be so amazing. And I'm very excited. I've only ever been to one WNBA game. And that was like when I had been in LA, we had went to one. But other than that, like I've never had the opportunity to watch one. So I think like it's really just gonna change the way people approach the game and the way people look at like women's basketball. And I think we're gonna get so much more respect just by having the temple there. So I'm very excited. Obviously, it's really bittersweet to think that youth sports is finally coming to an end. Feels like I've been here forever, which I kind of have. I was in my game on the weekend and they made sure to say that I was a sixth year forward. And I was like, nice, that feels great. It's really being aged on the court. But yeah, no, I'm very excited to take my skills somewhere else, take it probably overseas. That's where I'm looking. I would love to be like in France or Belgium or just anywhere. Like I'm open to going honestly anywhere, just exploring Europe and just like seeing the different style of basketball out there. My best friend is from the Netherlands, so I'll probably end up somewhere close to there. So, we could potentially play against each other maybe. But yeah, that's for me just taking it overseas and just doing my best over there for as long as my body will allow me. And right now I haven't thought about it too much. I'm really focused just on my team and just on what we have going on. And just like just getting better every day. We say stack the days, so that's what we're focusing on, just stacking the days right now. But it's definitely in the back of my mind that, hey, it's coming to an end and it's very exciting, but it's also very bittersweet.